Hello, it's Daniel and welcome to this trip report. In this trip report, I'm flying with Scottish Airline Loganair from Carlisle in Northern England to Dublin in Ireland. Carlisle is the UK's newest airport, which only restarted flights during July 2019. On the 5th day of the airport being open, I took this flight to Dublin. This flight was too good an opportunity to turn down. It was a good chance to try out Loganair for the first time and to fly from a brand new airport. Carlisle did in fact have commercial flights up until the late 90s. However, since then it's been a general aviation airfield. The terminal was small but very modern looking. It had 2 check-in desks with a little cafe. Since it's such a small airport, the departures area was before security. I had lunch from the cafe, which offered a decent enough selection of food. I opted for a panini and it was actually pretty decent. Around an hour after checking in, it was time to go through security and board the flight. Passing through security was a breeze and it was very quick. The staff gave a more one-to-one service as it was just the one flight. It did actually feel as if you were in business class, to be honest. Around 5 minutes of waiting after going through security, we then boarded the plane. For the flight I would be flying on a Saab 340. For anyone that doesn't know what a Saab 340 is, it's a Swedish turboprop that was manufactured in the 80s and 90s. The Saab 340 also makes up the majority of Loganair's fleet. For the first few months of operations out of Carlisle, Loganair based 2 Saab 340s. The 2 Saab 340s that were based weren't actually Loganairs. In fact, they were wet leased from an airline called Nyxair. The pilots on board were Nyxair, whilst the cabin crew was Loganair. My seat for the flight was seat 3A and the flight time to Dublin was just 50 minutes. Now for the engine start and takeoff part of the video, but first here's a message from this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Air Models. Air Models is one of the UK's largest online model shops. Air Models has a huge selection of models, including Airbuses, Boeings and military planes. The model selection ranges from the cheaper models all the way up to the premium collection. You can check out their website using the link in the video description. legroom was good. It was perfect for someone like me who is 6'1". The only part of the plane that would tell you that it's actually operated by Nyxair was the safety card. The rest of the plane was all in Loganair branding. The sole flight attendant came round quickly with the in-flight snack. Loganair offer a complimentary snack and drink to all passengers on their flights, which is rare these days in Europe. I opted for a can of Diet Coke and a Tarnock's caramel wafer, which is a must-have on any Loganair flight. The cabin was definitely showing this aircraft's age. This particular Saab 340 was over 30 years old. The flight was nearly full, with 26 passengers on board. The maximum number of passengers a Saab 340 can seat is 33. A big thanks to Jonathan Winton for filming all the external footage. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel, the link is in the description. To pass the time, I read an issue of Airways magazine on my iPad. Now for the landing clip into Dublin. Overall, the flight from Carlisle to Dublin was good, about being a little different at the same time. Flying through Carlisle Airport was a different flying experience to what I'm used to. It was a very relaxing experience compared to what I'm used to. Definitely a welcome change. It was nice to experience something a little different from the usual chaotic, trying to run around like crazy international airport experience. The sole flight attendant was great and gave a sort of personalised service to the passengers. The same goes with the security experience in the airport. It all felt as if you were flying in business class. The free snack that Loganair offers was a really nice touch. It's a very much a rarity in Europe these days. The absolute highlight of this trip though has to be flying on this Saab 340 for the first time, especially because it was a Nyxair one and not a Loganair one. I do intend to try a Loganair one in the future before they're retired a few years down the line. Sadly however, since the start of lockdown in March 2020, Loganair have stopped operating all flights from Carlisle for the time being. Hopefully once this pandemic is over, Loganair reinstate their flights to and from Carlisle. Local media has been reporting that the flights were proving to be very popular. They said it saved all those living within the area, trailing to either Newcastle or Scotland for flights to Dublin, London and Belfast. I have actually done a full written review of this flight, and it's available on Airways magazine's website. I've linked the article in the video description. Thanks for watching this trip report. I hope you have enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one.